Miss Logan?
Yes?
I'm Lieutenant Burke, Beverly Hills Police Department. I wanted to talk to you.
I don't know what you'd want to talk to me about.
Ridge Forrester?
I wasn't here when he was shot.
Yes, I know. You're with your brother and sisters?
If you know that, then why do you want to question me?
Please don't think that you're a suspect, Miss Logan. I just wanted to talk to you about some things.
What kinds of things?
I understand you and Ridge were very close and that you live together here with his family.
Yes, that's true.
Well, it's possible you may be able to tell me whether Ridge had any enemies. Anyone he may have mentioned who might have done this to him?
I thought you were looking for a prowler.
I'm looking for the person who shot Mr. Forrester.
And you think that might be someone Ridge knows?
Well, I honestly don't know, Miss Logan. Frankly, based on what we do know, it could have been a burglar, a stranger, an enemy, a friend, even a nut.
In other words, anyone.
In other words, anyone.
Look, there are some people who may not like Ridge for whatever reason, but he doesn't have the kind of enemies that would do this to him. If you'll excuse me.
Look, I don't want to put you in an embarrassing position, Miss Logan, but evidently Mr. Forrester has been involved in a number of, shall we say, rather torrid relationships.
That doesn't embarrass me. I knew Ridge's reputation when I started dating him.
What can you tell me about his sister-in-law?
Caroline?
Wasn't she once engaged to him?
Everybody in this city knows that.
Actually, I didn't, until she mentioned it to me herself. Which is when I went to the newspaper files to read everything I could on Ridge and his family.
And you know that the wedding was called off.
Well, that's what the newspaper said, but why did she collapse on the day of her wedding? And why did she eventually call her marriage off?
So, word is Ridge is out of danger.
Yeah, it's really wonderful news. I'm sure your sister must be thrilled.
I have never seen Brooke so affected by anything. Ever.
She really loves him a lot, huh?
Yes, she does. I just hope things work out. Any word from Garrison?
Yes, he came by the office.
With a check?
Are you serious?
I didn't think so.
I told him that we were going to file suit.
Are you ready for that?
I know you are.
This guy deserves to be buried. He's caused you nothing but pain.
Well, it's certainly going to destroy him. His marriage, his job, his reputation. It will just about be over for him when it comes out in court that he made me pregnant.
Well, he did it to himself. One phone call, Margo, and the wheels are in motion. Now I say we go for it.
I agree.
The bold and the beautiful. This portion is sponsored by Duncan Hines family of baking mix products. So irresistible, you'll see why you can't help yourself.
Hello?
Guess who?
Clarke, what do you want?
It's not what I want. It's what I have.
I'm really not interested.
A big bundle of money? You're not interested in that?
You have it? The $100,000?
I'm on my way over. And, Margo, let's leave Storm Logan out of this, huh?
Now, just why are you saying that?
Just gonna rake it off the top with his big fat fees?
It's too late, Clarke. He's already here.
Or get rid of him.
I want him here. You know, he gives me a sense of security, which God knows I need a lot of when I'm dealing with you.
Well, suit yourself. It's a big price to pay for a security blanket, especially when you don't need one.
Yeah, well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it? I'll be waiting for you, Clarke, but I won't be holding my breath.
He has the money,
So he says.
and he wants to see you alone.
Do you think he's up to something?
Count on it, Margo. Guys like Garrison are always up to something.
I wonder what the world is going to be.
Oh, I have an idea. In fact, I'd bet the mortgage on it.
Why did Caroline call her marriage off? I suppose because she realized Ridge wasn't the kind of husband she wanted.
So she turned around and married his brother?
Either of the Forrester men were a catch. But more to the point, Lieutenant, Caroline was out of town when he was shot.
But Thorne wasn't. Why not?
It's not what you're thinking. Thorne and Caroline have a good marriage. We go out together. We see each other regularly. We're all good friends.
Thorne isn't what you would call the jealous type, then?
No. There's nothing for Thorne to be jealous about.
And if there were?
You haven't talked to Thorne yet, have you?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Then how could you possibly be asking me these questions? I'm sure he didn't impress you as someone who's capable of killing his brother.
Nobody impresses me in that way, Miss Logan.
In other words, everybody does.
Precisely.
Look, Lieutenant, all I can tell you is that Thorne and Caroline have never been happier than in these last few weeks. Thorne isn't the type to stew over something. If he was upset with Ridge or anybody else, we would have heard about it. He would have said something.
Or done something, maybe?
No, that's not Thorne's style. I know him. If he was pushed, I mean really pushed, he might challenge that person to a fist fight, man to man. But to shoot somebody in the back, never.
Thank you very much, Miss Logan. You've been a big help.
My, you're prompt.
Well, I want to wrap this up as quickly as you do. What do you know? It's the brilliant barrister. Hey, what do you get when you cross the Godfather with a lawyer? An offer you can't understand.
Oh, you're a real panic, Garrison.
Oh, Clarke, where's the money?
Don't worry, I've got it. Will you take a check?
Is it good?
All except for a third of it, and that's his cut.
Storm isn't getting a third. He's not even getting close to that.
He must be getting something else for his services.
All right,
All right, just stop it. Clarke, write out the check.
All right, Garrison, now you can tear that one up and write another one.
Why?
Because that's not good enough, Clarke. And you know it.
Who's that out there?
Lieutenant Burke, the investigator on Ridge's case.
Did you tell him that I was in here?
He wanted to talk to me.
Why?
About Ridge.
Why would he want to talk to you about Ridge?
He just wanted to ask me some questions.
Care to elaborate?
He wanted to know if Rich had any enemies, anyone who might have a motive for shooting him.
Well, you wouldn't know anything about that.
Mrs. Forrester, if you want more information, you're welcome to call him yourself.
It's my understanding that, he thought it was a prowler.
He decided to broaden the investigation.
Broaden it?
To check out other possibilities.
Does he have any leads to these other possibilities?
No.
What did you tell him?
I told him I thought he was wasting his time looking for enemies. Or trying to find out if Thorne was jealous of Rich.
Of course this check is good. If you don't believe me, check with my bank.
That's not what I mean, and you know it.
What do you mean?
Does this mean you're not going to accept it?
No, definitely not.
Let me see the check, Clarke.
Sure. Excuse me.
This is for $50,000. What happened to the rest?
Margo, this is a cash settlement. You didn't really expect 100 grand.
Forget it.
You never failed to disappoint me, Garrison. You'd rip off your own mother if you could.
How could you dare pull something like this?
Margo, it's the best I could do.
Well, it's not good enough, so just get out.
Okay. Okay. Don't get so hot and bothered.
All of a sudden, he came up with a few more thousand?
You are determined to bleed me dry. All right. 60. I can borrow 10 from somebody.
Look, let me give you the scenario, Margo. Our man here has managed to finagle himself $100,000, probably from his wife. Now he's trying to pocket as much of it as he can.
You're out of your mind.
Oh, should I call Kristen and check it out with her?
Good idea.
Will you two give me a break?
What did you do? Ask her for the money so you could buy her a Christmas present?
You know, Margo, that sounds funny, but I'll bet it's not far from the truth.
All right. $80,000, take it or leave it. What's the big joke?
Look, Garrison, write the check for $100,000 and get the hell out of here.
And if I don't?
If you don't, your entire world is gonna go up in smoke. So don't write that check. I'd love to see you in court.
There's your damn money. Now we're even. Where's the contract? Not a word about this baby to my wife or to anyone. Ever.
Hello, Rich.
So Lieutenant Burke asked questions about Thorne.
I'm sure they don't seriously consider Thorne a suspect.
Just a little strange that he asked him in the first place.
They ask questions about everybody.
Do you have any idea why he would ask that in particular?
He found some old articles about Ridge and Caroline, the wedding. I guess he's wondering if there's still some sort of involvement there.
Well, I hope you put that theory to rest.
I told him that there was no reason for Thorne to be jealous of Ridge.
And who brought that up first, you or the lieutenant?
What?
Jealous, Brooke.
Why are you so upset?
Well, I think that there is a certain way that you talk to people like the police.
Honestly, I would assume.
Yes, of course, but if they are headed in the wrong direction, you don't encourage them by bringing up a word like jealous.
Stephanie, I'm sure they're not considering Thorne as a suspect any more than you or me or anybody else.
So you think these are just routine questions?
Yes. And if you don't mind my saying, I think you're getting a little too uptight about this.
My son gets shot in the head and almost dies, and are you suggesting that I shouldn't be uptight?
Not when it comes to a policeman asking questions.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, but the entire incident has me uptight, and I really don't need your permission, whether I should or shouldn't be uptight. And may I remind you that you are a guest in my home. You are an outsider. You are not a member of my family, nor will you ever be a member of my family. And if the lieutenant ever shows up here again asking questions about Thorne, or anyone, refer him to me.
How are you feeling?
Like I belong in a hospital.
Quite a coincidence, huh?
Thorne. What the hell happened?
You don't remember?
My car. Was it an accident?
No.
I can't put anything together.
What's the last thing you do remember?
The last thing. The dogs. I remember the dogs barking.
Well, then you were at home.
Yes. I was home. Talking with Mother. It was evening.
Yeah, a couple of nights ago.
I was talking with Mother, and the dogs were barking. I went out back to check on them.
What happened then?
Let's see. I think... No. No, I was out back. I was in the dog run. Looking out at the hills. And then... That's it. That's all I can remember. Thorne, what is it? What the hell happened to me?
You got shot.
Shot. God. In the head?
You're gonna be okay. You were incredibly lucky. Somehow, the bullet didn't penetrate your brain. Listen, I'm gonna let you get some rest. I'll come back later, all right?
Thorne.
Yeah.
I gotta know something. shot me, little brother? Who the hell did this to me?